And there are 5 major elements that I say influence whether we are in sympathetic or in parasympathetic.
What are they? What are they?
They are, first and foremost, the thoughts that we think.
Yeah.
Because our mind is powerful.
Yeah.
Buddha said we are what we think. A lot of people think we are what we eat. No, we are what we think.
Mm-hmm.
And our thoughts are powerful because thoughts become things.
Mm-hmm.
Everything becomes manifested from our thoughts. There's a wonderful book called Think and Grow Rich. There's also a book called How As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. So, I mean, there's all these books that really talk about how we think. Even the Bible says in Proverbs 23:7, he is how he, for as a man thinks in his heart, so is he.
Mm-hmm.
So the wisdom is there. So our thoughts are powerful, and we need to manage our thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to be aware of our thoughts. Most of us are not aware of how we think.
Mm-hmm.
So it's real important. The second major influence are the words that we speak.
Mm-hmm.
Words can either heal or destroy. And there's so much wisdom around the words that we speak, and being aware of that is critical. If we suffer from stinking thinking and stinking speaking, as Zig Ziglar used to say, then we're going to have issues, and we're going to trigger the sympathetic nervous system. So then naturally we're going to struggle and be in survival.
Yeah.
So it's important for us to really mind our words. I love the quote from the Arabian proverb that says, the words of the tongue should have 3 gatekeepers. Is it true?
Mm-hmm.
Is it kind? And is it necessary?
Mm.
Powerful wisdom.
True, kind, and necessary.
And necessary. Sometimes we can get 1 out of the 3, but we have to get all 3. So that's important. So the third major influence of our central nervous system state is going to be the actions that we take. Because actions speak louder than they. They always do. They always do. And this is a matter of us being in integrity with our own words and being able to walk the talk that we have. Stephen Covey said that the ability to make and keep promises to ourselves is the foundation to living an extraordinary life. Wow. And I think that's true.
Yeah. And this is promises to ourselves. That comes from promises to others.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it starts with us. And the problem is for many of us that are unhealthy is that we make promises to ourselves like, oh, I'm going to go to the gym on Monday. Sure. And our little subconscious mind says, yeah, right. I don't believe you. And then Monday comes around, and sure enough, we sabotage ourselves yet again. So it's important to recognize the power of our actions, especially in relationship to our promises. And then some people say, well, I won't promise anything. But that's like being a ship in a harbor and never doing anything. Yeah. You're not living. So it's about being able to make promises. If we want to live an extraordinary life, we have to have the ability to make promises and keep them. And that's powerful. The fourth major influence to our central nervous system state is going to be the company that we keep. Show me your friends, I'll show you your future. And Jim Rohn said that we are, and psychology researchers pan this out, that we are the average of the 5 people we most associate with. Right. So that inner circle of 5, that inner circle 5 is critical for us to really evaluate and assess, are these the people that I want to emulate and be like in my life? And if we have people who have stinking thinking and stinking speaking and all kinds of other, and no integrity in our inner circle of 5, we may have to do a peopleectomy. And I've had to do that. I really have. And I recognize that every time I said, okay, this person, I cannot afford to have this person. I love this person, but I cannot afford to have this person in my life because they are pulling my energy down. They are sucking me and draining me. Yeah. And I need to elevate who I am and what I'm committed to in my life. So therefore, I'm going to have to do a peopleectomy.
Yeah.
And every time I've done it, it's always worked out for the better.
Yeah, that's the thing, just to help people in order to take that step, because it is hard, and I've done it before too. It's very hard to cut somebody out, especially if you love them and if you feel very connected with them. And if you don't have a lot of options, it's even more scary.
Yes.
But you will notice that as soon as you do make that shift, you're going to start moving more quickly in the direction that you want, and that space will get filled up. So it will get easy pretty quickly once you make that decision and start moving in that direction.
Couldn't agree more. Absolutely. Absolutely true. So the fifth major influence of the central nervous system state is the food that we eat.
Yeah.
Now, this is surprising to a lot of people because most of us don't view food from a neurological perspective. Most people don't go to a party and ask, from somebody serving you hors d'oeuvres, you don't ask, will this affect me in my parasympathetic or sympathetic? No, people don't ask that, right? But the fundamental truth of how we operate, if we look at the divine design, this is really amazing, because food is either going to be life promoting or it's going to be life depleting. This is what I talk about and teach, because it's not just about whether it looks good, tastes good, and smells good. It's not, because there's a lot of foods, quite frankly, that we can put in our mouth that tastes really good. Doesn't mean it's going to promote our life and promote our health. Food fundamentally is going to either trigger the sympathetic or the parasympathetic.
What are some of the foods that people might not commonly think of that provoke the sympathetic nervous system?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked.